¿Que dónde yo voy? Oh, para la mata de los mojones. Yo lo tumbo y tú te lo comes.
Today we're here because Gadiel has a big announcement. It's a happy announcement. We're sad, but we're also happy for him. And he is getting ready to embark on the new chapter of his journey.
We are here because I'm saying my goodbyes. I am leaving Pero Life. You go to one place and then you grow and then you move on to the next.
Yeah, it's like an interesting thing because every time people leave or every time somebody goes, they go, what happened? What's the chisme?
Yeah.
What's that? And it's like people grow. Like you're allowed to grow and you're allowed to move on and find different things that fulfill you and make you happy. We did it. We did it.
We did a lot of great work. Represented people on a whole nother level.
When you came in, we were a team of predominantly all girls and me. You were like a little rougher around the edges, like coming in hard and heavy like a dude.
Yeah.
And we were like, this is like our little brother. Like we're gonna have to like teach him different terms and different things. And what I love so much is like you were so receptive and so open to taking not just criticism, but like you were open to taking advice from people and you were like, absolutely. And what I love about you is that you went in full throttle, like you gave it your all, and you were open to not only rising as a star, but also bringing the culture up with you, like truly representing Dominican culture in a way that like some people have never seen before. And you were amongst the first people to, I think, not only represent parts that are celebrated in Dominican culture, but you also were never afraid of shying away from topics that were like really hard. You know, like people might not know this, but you actually did videos that were heavy hitters that had to do with things outside of yourself. So you did one on Venezuela.
That's my favorite. Venezuela was my favorite video. We were doing so much comedy. And then everything was going on with Venezuela. And we're like, nobody's talking about Venezuela and how bad it is right now. And I was like, we need to create a video on what's going on in Venezuela and teach people what the hell's going on.
And you have to think too, like there's a lot of emotional labor that goes into producing these videos. And so what does this say about your talent when you can make a video over here that is just so funny and so like on the money when it comes to our culture, and then you come over here and you do a video that has nothing to do with you and it still does really well. This video took off like crazy. Like even other BuzzFeed accounts were sharing our video.
I used to watch the skits. I love the skits, the way that everybody was with each other. I love that because I was like, I need something like that. I wanted to join Pero Life, but I was like, nah, they already have a lot of people. I don't think I'm gonna be part of this team. But I was like, I want something like that. When Jenny was like, hey, can you do this video? Remember the Caribbean swap? We did the Caribbean swap. And I was like, they need a Dominican. I was like, I'm gonna freaking do it. When I drove up, I was broke. I was so broke. And Jenny was like, we gonna pay you for all the ingredients. It cost $70 to get all the ingredients. And she was like, I'm gonna pay you to be in this video. And I'm like, all right. Yo fui de San Diego a Los Angeles. And when I came over, I remember I asked Jenny, like, how is it that you edit? What is that you use? What is it, how you guys work together? And that's when I did ask her, like, yo, you know, if you guys need anybody else, I'm here. And that's when she really thought about it. I remember she called me and she was like, you want to do a residency? I was like, I'll do a residency. I'll do an internship. I don't care. And she was like, do you know how to edit? I'm like, hell yeah, I know how to edit. But I didn't know how to edit on Premiere.
When you joined, like one of the instances was when we give each other notes on videos, right? And like Jenny made a video and instead of giving her notes, you just wrote, this isn't funny or something. And then all of us were like,
I'm like, you sat down and talked to me. Claudia sat down and talked to me. You're like, listen, over here, I will talk to her and apologize because over here we mostly work on constructive criticism. Not that you just don't like it, but you actually gotta give some feedback on how can she make it better. I felt bad because Jenny's the one that got me in. Jenny is also my mentor. She's the one teaching me all of this, you know? I remember I had to talk to her like, Jenny, I'm so sorry.
But I also feel like you learned how to like communicate, and I think that that's another big thing about you as well, because overall you became a better communicator, not just in the way that you dealt with different personalities, but also different communities, like in talking to a queer person, in talking to a person of trans experience, in talking to a person who is non-binary.
You were very patient, and the whole team was very patient, because we live in a culture that everybody wants to cancel right away.
Yeah.
If you guys believed in canceling right away, I don't think I'll be working in Pero Like, but we wouldn't done half of the things that we've done.
Half of the things,
and
yeah.
So I am grateful that you guys didn't cancel me for a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and you guys decided to stop and educate me.
Yeah, what's like the video that you're like, this is my, like, I'm so proud, this is what I remember, this was my favorite video to shoot or to make or to be in? What would it be?
I love our skit videos from the very beginning.
Yeah, a lot of
and I love the Savage Moms. There's one video that I don't know why I love so much, and it's a very simple, and it's an interview video, and it's that video with El Ninja.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, that's so funny.
I love that video. Ninja is so charismatic. He's very Dominican, and it's crazy to see somebody with a Japanese face talking Dominican to you, right?
Yeah.
I like that because that kind of represents us as Pero Like our mission was to showcase other people, showcase somebody,
Exactly.
an Asian Latino at the same time.
What do you think is the video that like you remember that you have really good memories, whether it was like shooting or you're just like, oh yeah, good times? Like
One of the one that I had a great time and I always look back to was XX Things Only Dominicans Understand. I remember it was one of my first ones too.
Yeah, one of your first ones. Yeah.
And did so well. It did so well. I think it hit 60,000 shares, right? And I wasn't even happy because I'm like, it was my first, I think it was my first or second video.
But you came out heavy hitting, like you were just so true to the culture. And again, for a lot of people, it was the first time that they had seen themselves represented in a way that was like with an actual camera. Like we weren't doing it on like little phones. We were using high quality cameras. So it was like, whoa, here we are, here you are. So for me, that was the beginning. And then we started to get actually like really tight. Like we always talk about, like I found out that you were living in your car at one point. And I was like, come stay with me. This man can't sleep in his car. He has to come to my apartment. So you came, I had a roommate, my best friend at the time, and you were the best roommate. Like you would wake up super early to shower and be out of our way before we had to get up. You would make coffee before we would wake up. And then
I would make coffee. I was the best.
Yeah, you were the best. Your clothes would be folded. Everything would be really nice. I remember my best friend Jess was like, oh my God, he's the best. Like, I love him. And like, you were the, like, seriously the best. You could have stayed longer and nobody would have said anything because you were like so much fun to live with. And you were just so like, you have a good heart and a good spirit. But I will say that it was during that time that we really started to have really deep conversations. Yeah. And one of the conversations is that how I was afraid as a queer person to walk around in the streets. And you were like, when you're with me, and I told you I have to tone it down. And you're like, when you're with me, you can be as gay as you want. I got your back. I'll protect you. Yeah. And I remember being like, that's an ally. Like, thank you for like giving me the space to express myself and being like, I fuck with you and I'll be there. I'm trying not to cry. But we did our boxing video, and that for me was a big deal. You know, like doing something that I was afraid of, but also doing something that meant a lot to me as a human. And I did it because of you. I only did it because of you, because you were with me every step of the way. And then even down to the fight where I was like, I don't want to fight. And you're like, come on, bro, you got to fight. Above being coworkers and creators together. What you mean to me as my brother, as a spirit, as a human, as a man, as someone that God really put a lot of love into when he created you.
Thank you.
And I'm honored. I don't want to get super choked up, but I'm honored to have witnessed you in your growth and to continue to witness you. Because you're the shit, bro. And I love you, and you know, I'm so proud of you always.
Thank you, brother. I love you, and One thing I tell people every day, every time somebody talks to me and they bring Curly up, I always remind them that you were the person that let me sleep in your fucking couch. When I was
will do it
sleeping
again.
and I was sleeping in my car, and you know, like, and I was stressed out. Nobody does that, Curly.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. So I will never forget your gesture, what you did for me. It was a pivotal moment in my life that I needed somebody. And you didn't know me. I didn't know you like that. And you extended a hand and you gave me a place to stay. So I will always be grateful. I think I got a special place in my heart for you. I got this love, this family love for you because you were there when nobody else was.
Thank you. I would do it again, brother. Like I'd be honored.
You want me to somebody up? Let me know. They gonna get up.
We are actually real friends. We're actually like family.
Yeah.
So this isn't the end. This is just like I'm not gonna see you as often. Again, it has just been an honor for me. And I love you and all of the blessings. You deserve it. There are few people in this world who I think are super good and actually deserve all of the blessings. And I think you deserve all of them.
We just gonna see each other on the flip side.
Yeah.
Ahora vamos para Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. We're gonna do all of them.
We're gonna do all of it. I love you so much. Thank you for being you.
Yeah, I love you too, brother.
Where can people find you? Where can people find you on YouTube, social media, Instagram, TikTok?
Everything is Gadiel De Orbe. Just put Gadiel De Orbe either on YouTube, Twitter, or I made it that simple so that people can find me. Gadiel De Orbe, Instagram.
Do you have any future plans that you want to talk about? What are you going to be getting up to?
I want to focus more on my stand-up. I want to be able to tour with Ida. I want to be able to go to the middle of America once this COVID thing is over. I think that's one thing I want to hone in on, be great at that. So like that could record a special.
Yes, and we already know, I've been telling you forever that you're going to have your Netflix special and I'll be there front row.
Y'all better be
We'll
there.
be there for sure. You know we never miss it.
Follow, like.